Welcome back to Phantom Brigade, the only game where enemy forces routinely have difficulty hitting a 12-story bright orange robot from under 100 meters away. I'm just making a few minor upgrades to my mechs before we dive into the next two missions of the campaign on hard difficulty mode. First up, this mech has all medium parts already, which is giving a bit of extra health, 1800 integrity. We picked up a cluster missile launcher in the last mission. I'm going to swap out the handgun for a missile launcher. That'll give me just a lot extra range. So it's got a range of 74 meters. So I think that's a change that I want to make, because this is my guy who I'm going to keep at range. My protector mech picked up a better shield, so the firewall level 2, 1100 integrity instead of 800. That'll help me with shield bashing the enemies. And I picked up the level 2 versions of quite a number of components, in fact. So I've got the Elbrus medium arms here. Again, that's increasing my integrity, and I've got, interestingly, 2 different options for legs. This one is going to have, it's a light legs. So they've got, because they're level 2, they've still got more health than my current legs, but they've got much better heat dissipation, which I really need on this shotgun. And they also reduce the mass of the mech, so it's improving the speed to 13.6. In fact, it went all the way up to 14 meters per second, so I'll definitely take that, because I want my protector to be able to get into the action, bash enemies. The Lancer still has 15 meters per second, so we can reposition easily there. So those changes have made to the mechs. It's time to pick a mission. In the province we have Demolition. Sabotage the enemy military base. Focus on damaging enemy structures. Tank ambush. The enemy convoy transporting valuable supplies. Demolition is a little bit closer. Valuable supplies sounds good. I think I probably get to do both of these. So we're just going to take them one by one. We'll do demolition first since it's closer. What do we get? We get a bunch of additional level 2 parts, some camp supplies, and hope. Obviously the most valuable resource we can possibly have in the campaign. I think hope actually does do something useful. It increases the recovery speed when we're camping. The recovery amount when we camp. So, good idea to review the loadouts of our mechs. We've already done that, so I think we're fine to jump straight into the action. Okay, so here we are in the enemy base. Got quite a lot of buildings hanging around for cover in case we get into a fight. I can see an enemy mech there in the middle. But this is just target practice. Nobody is home at enemy mech, so we are going to run up as close as we can, or at least until we're in effective range with my shotgun mech, and shoot him in the back. Mechs take more damage to components depending upon the angle that you engage them with. So that is a critical thing to bear in mind. Attack from the back, I believe you do more damage to pilots as well, which seems like it's going to be rather useful. So I'll have both of my mechs shoot that enemy mech in the back, and then we will drop some missiles on a nearby building, because one of our key objectives is to renovate the space and turn as much of it to rubble as possible. So with those actions queued up, I think we're ready to go, and we'll execute. Looks like that's got the enemy's attention. They haven't showed up yet, so we're going to keep on pouring weapons fire into this enemy mech. Did not take as much damage as I hoped it would, so that should give it another 300 damage or so. Everyone just shoot at it again, and I will drop some more missiles somewhere else. Let's say right here. I'm firing just beyond the buildings, because that seems to make the missiles, jump into the buildings and do a bit of damage there. I might actually move very slightly before I fire off those missiles, just to give me... I have to move... there's a certain minimum distance you can move by like things, so that way those missiles have a higher chance of going straight through this wall and bringing all of this building down. That'll count for more structure damage. This enemy mech is crashing. Oh, in fact, it is destroyed entirely. That is great news. And as hoped for, the top of that building is coming down. There's some time before enemy units arrive. We had to deal 50 structure damage in that time. So, I'm going to need to fire off a lot more missiles. I'm not sure the primary weapon on this mech does any structure damage at all. We didn't quite take out this tower. We shot the first time, so I'm going to have one more go. I think that will take that tower down. When you destroy a whole tower, you do more structure damage than if you destroy only little bits of it. Somewhat unsurprisingly. I'm going to shoot, then run, and then once I'm here, shoot again. I think we'll continue shooting at this building, see if I can knock some more structure off that one. This guy. Going to run here, and he has a shotgun. So, what if I wait a little bit, then step over here? So I don't want to step here immediately, but before I move, see if I can shoot a hole in this building. Then I will reposition and continue shooting at the building. Okay. Honestly, maybe not positioning the best here. That. That's the same position, isn't it? I didn't move him at all. I'm just nervous about having this whole building come down on me. But let's try there. There we go. We'll be shooting straight through this building, so hopefully that will do a bit of damage. And I will just duck out of the way as well. Maybe not that far. Just in case this building comes down, I don't want it to fall on me. And execute. To retreat, we'll need to jump into this retreat zone. So there's no point risking a fight with a dozen squads, but well, this means a level 15 on them. What do I have? A 6. Medium stability. Maybe that's the stability of the unit. Unsure whether I should risk a fight. I think maybe, just for the sake of time, we're going to get out of dodge. We won't both quite make it there this turn, but we'll be nearly there. Wow. So even at that distance, they are still able to shoot at me. Very glad I decided to run away, because that is something I probably can't take on. Those bullets are incoming. I will shield myself, just in case any of that fire makes it through. I think I probably have... Ooh, wow. Gonna do it again. I think I'm probably okay otherwise. Given that we've got nothing better to do, is that I can't do anything about these guys at all. Yeah, 0% chance to hit. Okay. Run further up there. Retreat available. You have an option to extract your units. Okay, but how do I do that? Oh, I see. I need to queue up the retreat action. I'm going to put retreat in here, and just in case the retreat doesn't fire, then I'm going to hit the shield. Okay, and we'll execute that. Oh, took a hit on the mech there. That's unfortunate. We took quite a lot of damage from that one hit. I'm very glad I didn't stick around to try and fight. those other mechs. A little bit of fatigue, and some additional parts. So that heavy mech. It's given us the option for some heavy parts, but they're all kind of level 1 parts. Not sure that's particularly useful. The missile launcher is probably the most useful thing available. 180 structure damage, but... and it's a direct fire. So this just fires in a completely straight line. You can see the trajectory arc there. I want any heavy parts. These have worse performance than everything I have right now, so I think I might actually just salvage the whole lot. Do I want to keep this? I'm going to keep the missile launcher, just in case. I can always salvage it later. Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of difference. Let's gain experience and can level up. Okay, now we find out what we're working with. So I can be slower but overheat less. Seems... that's less overheat damage. So, given that I intend to never overheat, that's probably not so useful as Field Medic, where I can recover some health for myself and everyone else in combat. Oh, indeed after combat. Yeah, that is incredibly useful. Definitely be taking that. Helo can also upgrade, and we have negative trauma limits. If you die, you obtain a trauma. And take extra unit speed, given that I need to get into the fight quickly. We're back in the province, we just have that tank ambush to go. So I'm going to take on the tank ambush right now. And what will we get this time? Ooh, we're going to get some green parts, those are the rarer parts. So I just took a few minutes here to check my new parts against my 2 mechs, ultimately deciding to do nothing to the Protector, but fitting new light arms to the Lancer to reduce the heat build-up and be able to fire my weapons more often. Ready to deploy. Okay, so here we are with a tank ambush. Got 2 mechs in position. And we have enemy tanks approaching from the east. Very conveniently, those enemy tanks need to make it all the way through this very narrow choke point as they head to the opposite side of the map. They are accompanied by one rather large mech with dual SMGs. It's a heavy mech, so I'm not going to be able to use my shield trick to knock him down, which is very unfortunate. So I am going to run forward, see if I can start taking shots at these enemies as fast as possible. I do not want to be in range of that heavy mech though. At the very least I'd like him to prioritize targeting my shield mech if I can. Okay, that's not bad, that's in range. We're just going to get as close as possible. There we go, that should take me as close as possible. Set up ready for next turn. And we'll execute. And we have some incoming Freedom Forces support. Freedom Forces sniper. He's extremely fatigued. He's going to take health damage every single turn. How much health does he have? Now, he also has a dash action on this mech, but that is going to overheat him very considerably given the difficulty we're playing on. 25 health. Does that mean he can last 25 turns? I am not sure. I'm going to take a couple of steps up. And then I'm going to start pouring fire onto this enemy mech. I say that, I can barely do anything. Can I attack twice this turn? I think probably the smartest move is to attack as soon as I can get a 100% shot on that enemy mech. I don't want to come too far forward because I'm going to need to reposition to make sure I'm in optimal range there. This sniper rifle obviously draws a ton of power, and so it's going to overheat my mech quite considerably. And the enemy mech, does it manage to attack 3 times? It's got 3 attacks this turn. That is extremely painful. And he's targeting my non-shield mech, which is very unfortunate. So I'm going to run up here as fast as possible. See if I can catch him as he runs past with my shotgun mech. Again, what's the maximum number of times I can attack this turn? Ooh, not bad. So I can get 1 attack, 2 attacks from my shotgun mech. I think I'm going to take that. Now his SMGs, I think, are probably fairly short range. So I'm going to back off as much as possible. What if I back off sort of parallel to the direction he's moving? That should finish off the lead tank. And I'm going to start shooting at the second tank in line. Yeah, most of those shots are going to... I can actually queue up another attack there. But I am getting my shielded guy hit with quite a lot of fire there, but that's maybe not the end of the world. If I pull my shield up... So he is going to basically shield the mech behind him from fire with the shield. Then, as soon as the enemy stops firing, we're going to return fire. I like that outcome. Rather than shooting at that second tank, I wonder if I should instead... You know what, I am going to shoot the second tank and then I'm going to move. This terrain is really lumpy and unhelpful. I think we're going to keep running away with this guy. Just going to take so much damage, that's the thing I'm concerned about. I shouldn't take damage there. You know what? It's going to drastically reduce my combat effectiveness. But I think I'm just going to keep on running. Let's see how that works out. So I'm just going to keep running away. I should get a decent amount of damage off on that mech. We should take out a couple, or at least one of the tanks. Alright, we'll see how we go. And execute. So we were able to do a fair amount of damage to that mech. What happened with our guy back here? So we did take a shot. Did that shot actually connect? Oh, it did connect. For, it looks like 188 damage. Well, that's very substantial. Okay. Did we take a lot of damage with this mech? We actually don't seem to have taken very much damage at all. So I'll take that. In fact, we don't seem to have taken any damage. Are we just outside effective range? Is that what's happening here? Okay, so we're definitely going to be inside effective range now. In fact, yikes. Gonna take quite a lot of damage there. Let's see if I can take this guy out. I wonder if it's better to shoot him. Am I in range here? No, I'm not. Do I shoot and then shield? I think I'm going... Oh, I can't shoot and then shield. Shield and then shoot it is. Also going to run sideways. Man, I really do not have a lot of breaks in the shooting to return fire here. That is 100% chance to hit, I think. It's not fully 100% though. I think I'm going to have to take the shield. So shield comes up right before the first shot. Most of the second shots as well do quite a lot of damage. And then in case he's still up, I'll shield against his final attack as well. And I know I shouldn't be standing still, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do a whole lot by moving here. Maybe some moving is better than no moving. And I'm going to be right next to him for that attack. And then here, again, I'll take a little sidestep while he shoots me in case he's still up. Because I think sidestepping is better than not sidestepping. Okay, over here, we have some more tanks to kill. Oh, now we can see that extra cooling that I put on the mech really helping out. So I can get 3 shots off this round. Probably the fact that it's raining helps as well. I believe rain cools the mechs down faster in the game. Alright. Pretty sure that that is all she wrote for this turn. I can get 1 more shot off on the mech. This is almost certainly overkill, but I reckon we'll be able to take it down this turn. Like this. Alright, let's see how we go. Execute. So that's one tank down. The mech looks like the pilot is concussed. That is actually excellent news for us because I can see tiny little white bars on all the parts of the mech except for the pilot, which means that we're going to be able to salvage those parts. That was a heavy mech, so it might not be worth salvaging many of them, but we will have the option. So our Island Freedom Forces mech can step up to this plateau, and we'll see if we can shoot anyone. Might wait a little bit longer for them to come into range. I can step a little bit further. Actually, can I? It's not worth using the boost. I'm just going to step up and be patient. 95%. 99, I'll take 99. This guy here can run forward. We'll be standing off to one side. So we're shooting at that lead vehicle with our sniper. We'll shoot this one behind. I reckon that might take out that vehicle with some ricochets. This guy has got absolutely zero ability to contribute to this fight. This distance, I say that. Should be able to shoot this tank. Let me see, are we going to do... How much damage are we doing to it? 250 or 360? That should take out at least 2 tanks this time. Let's see how we go. Okay. That's interesting. This one over here seems to have... Oh, it's just crashed, maybe. It does say 5 of 6 are down, so it looks like the pilot's ejected from that tank. That's rather interesting. I wasn't aware that they could eject from vehicles. I just need a single shot on this vehicle. Targets incoming. There's still more targets incoming, though. Maybe I just run this guy up here. Okay, we'll get a full attack there. That should definitely take him out. Over here, our Freedom Forces mech. How much health is this guy down to? 8 of 25. Oh boy, he's taking an insane amount of damage. I'm just going to run forward as far as possible. This guy really has nothing to do, but I'll just set up for when the next round of tanks appears. We'll call that a turn. Looks like we took a ricochet onto that enemy vehicle there, but it's still intact. We'll never get to salvage more things if the vehicle is still intact. Apparently I have victory, even though there's still some incoming vehicles. Alright then. We managed to avoid taking most of the damage from that heavy mech. I'll take that. Ah, 9 experience short of another level up. That is very unfortunate. Frame integrity, minus 5%, so we took a little bit of damage, but not very much at all. Some extra hope. Ha! And we got a couple of other nice parts. We got a thruster as well. So the real question is, do I want any of these heavy parts? These are all just tier 1 parts. I really think I don't want them at all. They just don't have a lot of integrity and they're very, very heavy. So walking around with these is going to be a real issue. I'm just going to scrap them all. And do one more promotion here, which I will do. We have one more mission to do. And then we can set up camp and rest, I think. Looks like we've got 3 on-site contacts and 1 dropship contact. Before we go, Let's see if any of those new parts we got from the last mission work better on our existing machines. So this one's got less integrity but better, much better heat dissipation. In fact, that looks incredible for this mech. It's giving me a lot more speed. It's given me allegedly barrier regeneration, but I don't have any barrier, so that's kind of useless. I have a heat vent. So a thruster and an R4 reactor. Honestly, absolutely fantastic outcome. Definitely worth it. Gonna keep my shield. Ooh. Got a sniper rifle as well, but probably not ready to use one of those. I wonder what the DPS on the sniper rifle is. Oh yeah, much worse DPS than the assault rifle, so we'll leave that at home. This is interesting. So I don't have a thruster on this mech, but if I take this one, I get improved cooling, which is always something I'm after. I think we're going to take this light torso. Makes me slightly lighter as well. This is a purely light mech now, except for the legs, which are heavy. Let's get right into the action. And we have a very large enemy base to deal with. Ah! And we have a friendly mech. We have turret static defenses. I'm very glad I brought that missile launcher because I should be able to deal with some of these turret control buildings. That's the turret control building right there, okay. And boy, I've got in fact 2 friendly units to help me out. This guy has a missile launcher and some kind of super large plasma cannon. Here we have a long range missile launcher. Yes please, I think the very first thing I'm going to do is take some shots at the turret control building, see if we can take that out. Once the generator is down, all turrets will be destroyed. Yep, definitely want to do that before we go anywhere near the turrets. In the meantime, what else do we have? Make a short step up here and attack this tank. I think that'll keep me out of range of the enemies. There's quite a lot of rather scary looking mechs around. Wow, this mech is exceedingly slow. Wow. Let's see, I can dash forward. This mech is basically immobile. Oh, and attacking with that big gun is going to put me into overheat. So these are the Violent Freedom Forces mechs. Kind of less concerned about doing damage, taking damage on them. Guided missiles over long range means I can shoot things. I'm going to take out these tanks as fast as possible. Maybe just take a couple of steps up onto this hill. So we're shooting at the turret control tower, 2 tanks. Hopefully that'll all get taken out before the next turn. We'll be ready to go. Oh, that's interesting and unfortunate. So it looks like the missiles I fired at this tank did not quite take it out. Let's see what else we can do. This thing has an incredible range. Does not appear to have any kind of accuracy stat, so I'm just going to shoot at this mech. He's very helpfully going to run right through that turret, so optimistic that that will keep me a little bit more alive than I would be otherwise. What can I shoot with this guy? We've got a mech running towards us up here. It's not a direction I was anticipating getting shot at from. I think we wait just a tiny bit. I need to take one small step forward. There we go, 100% in range. I have missiles heading for that tank. Is that a waste of an attack, I wonder? Get 2 attacks there. Is it possible I can also drop a missile attack on someone? I am definitely going to do that while I have the chance. I think probably this tank right here is the one I want to hit with that missile attack, because I'm not shooting it with anyone else. Tank, everyone's going to shoot at this guy, so I need to get him bent. I need to get him out of dodge as fast as possible. That's a lot of shots. If I just run sideways, I can actually make it up here and then shoot at this guy, which I think is going to be a very good use of my time. But while I'm running, I will keep my shield up, so all that incoming fire misses me as much as possible. Okay. This is starting to look like a plan. With the exception of our guy at the back, who has nothing to do. We're going to use him to drop some heavy guided missiles on our friend back here. And in fact, I'm just going to keep doing that. I'll do that twice. But I'll also take a couple of steps forward, so I'm in position for the next turn. Alright, that looks like a plan to me. Execute. Turret generator is down. Excellent. Oh, wow. So it looks like we managed to take out quite a lot of tanks. We've done almost no damage whatsoever to the enemy mechs. That seems like it's going to be a problem quite quickly. Oh wait, has this mech actually... is it down? No, definitely not down. We've got an incoming missile here. So I think I'm actually going to just dash out of range of that missile. This is unfortunate. What weight are you? Heavy. Medium, so I cannot shoulder charge this mech. So if I do this, I'm going to have a collision later. So this should keep me... what if I just keep running? So initially, I'll shield against this mech. It should take most of those shots. And then here... I ran too far. He's going to mostly take out the building, but just in case, I'm going to shield myself against him as well. And then here, I'll be in position to take a shot. Right there. Meanwhile, this guy is going to dash to take himself out of range of that incoming missile. Right here, got a 93% chance to hit, which I'll definitely take. That's all she wrote for that guy. And where are we now? No one is shooting at this mech at all this turn, so that's excellent news. Do I say that? What is going on here? There's an incoming missile strike from this mech. Okay. Let me run up and... we just cannot move. Missile strike. Let's see if we can take this guy down before the missile strike ruins our day. I get 2 shots off of him. Alright, that looks like a turn. We'll execute. Looks like we did manage to take down one of those mechs. And we've done quite a lot of damage to the other two. In fact, we've done so much damage, they are going to run away. I think we can stop them from doing that. This guy is medium, which means that if I shield charge him, he is going to be knocked down. Yeah, I can hit him before he launches his missile. This is just going to be a brutal slugfest between these two mechs. I do have a shield. This mech has a shield and a gun and a missile also. I'm going to use the shield first and then attack. I guess we'll see how that goes. Both these attacks queued up here on this mech, so that should be some more damage there. This guy still just cannot do anything because he can't move. So, in fact, he can't even use the dash attack, dash move to get any closer. So I'm just going to keep walking very slowly forwards in the hope that that's actually helpful at some point. Right, that looks like a turn to me. And execute. Well, that is unfortunate. That was unfortunate. My shield mech did not manage to defeat the enemy there. He's managed to get very, very far away indeed. So I'm going to have to take another dash move to evade this incoming missile. Luckily I'm not going to overheat. Up here we're going to have to bravely run away from this mech here. It's still going to get a lot of damage to me. Okay, I'm going to need to keep my shield pointed in that direction. And as this mech runs away, I'm going to just pour fire onto it from our other two mechs. That should be enough to take it down. In fact, I wonder, that one long-range Lancer mech is going to be enough to take that down, so I'm in fact going to shoot this mech instead, see if we can take it out. You know what, we're just going to play Ring Around the Rosie with this other mech, so we're just minimizing our chances of taking any incoming fire. As expected. Be able to take those mechs down pretty fast. Ooh, it was 150 damage though to our friendly Freedom Forces mech. This mech is crashing, but it is still alive. Going to need to just do a little bit more damage here. That should be enough. We won't do too much more damage, just in case we are able to effect our odds of salvage. Down for the count. We now have a quick response squad incoming. Now that's not what I was expecting to happen. So we're now going to deal with additional incoming enemies. In fact, we have quite a lot of incoming enemies, so I'm very glad I moved this one forward. So I'm going to wait as long as possible and shoot one of these incoming targets. So we're actually going to get quite a lot of damage done on that mech. No one's going to shoot at me this turn, which is excellent. They are going to line up for some shots though, but I think we can start ruining their day long before that happens. So when these tanks hit the ground, we'll be right ready to give them a warm welcome. I'll be doing the same thing with this mech. Just reposition ever so slightly. Get ready. Just going to shoot as many times as I can. I can vent, which will stop me from overheating, so I'm definitely going to do that. Okay, that looks like a turn. We're going to execute. That is extremely cool. My unit has received a status effect. Since it's overheating, but... oh no, I'm venting as the status effect. Alright, that's better. So as long as I keep venting, I won't overheat, but I can't move. Both those tanks are crashing, which is excellent. Got one more shot to go against this mech here. Oh, in fact, those tanks are actually getting taken out entirely. Even better news. One more shot is coming in. It's ruining my cinematic angle. Okay. So our mech in the distance is still going to be heading towards us, but I think... do I just risk some overheat? Neither of these mechs actually shoots this turn. At least this one shoots right at the very, very end. I think I'm just going to wait and attack this one when we get close to the end of turn. While we wait, deal a little bit of extra damage where we can. I can attack quite a lot of times in one turn now with that extra cooling on this mech. As soon as this guy's in range... now that terrible accuracy is because I'm moving. So I want to move as close as I can. That's better. Now I need to keep venting for my life, because otherwise I'm going to critically overheat. But as long as I'm venting, I can keep on stacking up the attacks on this mech. I'm going to do just that. Why not? 4 attacks in a turn. Venting apparently is incredibly powerful. So I'll definitely take that as a turn. I think that should be enough to take out both of these mechs. Let's see how we do. One down. Looks like massive overkill on both of those mechs. Very much doubt I'm going to get to salvage anything from those. No level ups on this guy this time. Or on our second pilot kilo. I've salvaged some heavy wet mech parts. Not sure I want to use those yet. But good to have. Wow, there's rather a lot of salvage here for this mission. An absolute ton of salvage, in fact. I think I'm going to take all of the salvage off the field. It's just parts. Because I don't really think any of these... maybe this assault rifle is better than my existing assault rifle. EPS is very significantly worse. Just does a little bit of pilot damage, but I don't think that's actually helpful. So yeah, I think I'm going to scrap the lot. Now I can spend some of that salvage on upgrades. Okay, we skipped through the entire workshop tutorial there. So I think, well, I can in fact upgrade the workshop. Done. I don't really know what that does. I need to have scrapped a certain amount of equipment, maybe. See the kind of things that I have unlocked so far. Mostly all the Elbrus parts and some Nox parts. I haven't unlocked the medium Nox parts yet, haven't scrapped enough of those. But I do have one priority project to build a mech frame. Wait, is that actually true? I don't have a project to build a mech frame. There's my workshop queue. Okay, one more mech frame. That makes sense. I'll keep my other unit core back. That is the first training province cleared. We can recruit some new pilots. Really wants me to take the rookie, so I'm going to definitely take him. And I'm going to take the sharpshooter because I have that sniper rifle I can make use of. I'll definitely be taking him as well. Right, let's head to the new province. We only have one choice of province to go to, so we're going to pick that, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.